going to move things now right over to the demo that we have planned. The focus here is going to be looking at sales activities as it relates to more like CRM, bringing that into a reporting environment and being able to not only look at the CRM activity in terms of whether it be calls or meetings or email communications that are going on with the prospective customers and or clients, but being able to look at that in relation to how you are doing in regards to your quoting, in regards to your orders, in regards to your sales invoices that are going on. It's a combination of looking at that from that perspective. So I'm going to go ahead now and switch over to the environment. So now we are inside of the tool itself, and you can see right now that it is a browser-based kind of environment. And what I'm seeing here is a number of things that are just previously opened reports or dashboards that I've kind of worked on. And what we want to do here basically is we want to create something from scratch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how we can create something in a very user-friendly fashion. So what I'm going to do is, if you notice in the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see a little new button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that new button, and it's going to ask me, well, what do I want to do? Well, there's a variety of things that I can do, but I'm going to focus first and foremost on the creation of a dashboard. So I'm going to go over here and just click on dashboard. And the first thing that you're going to get asked is, well, what kind of template that you want? These are the variety of templates that are there. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick on one that I like. Here's the one right here that I'm going to use. And I'll just go ahead and click on create. Once I have that set up, the next thing that I want to do is I want to select a source. So I'll go over here on the left where it says select a source. And I have a package that's been created specifically for SAP Business One. I'm going to go ahead and select that and then just click on add. And what you're going to see is exactly what you saw in the previous slides. You're going to see all the information that becomes available. These are all the fields that are there. So now if I open up things like calendar as an example, you're going to see I have a calendar folder that allows me to see my information. So you can see, for example, where I have calendar year, if I open that up, I'm going to see all my different calendar years. The same thing is going to correspond to the quarters or to the months. Again, giving you the ability to work with that information or being able to filter specifically for that information. Continuing along, I've got information on contacts, on salespeople. I've got information on items. So if I open up the item area, you'll notice that I have things organized in regards to folders again. So I can click on my general folder where I can see my descriptions, I can see my statuses, and you'll notice that there's a couple of ones here that are called description in French. And these are just user-defined fields that are coming across that the customer would perhaps like to be able to use. I've got some cost and sell information. I've got some supply information. And again, giving me that ability to look at things from an inventory perspective if I want as well. Again, just giving me that flexibility on being able to see things. Then you've got your customers. So again, I've got things broken up from a ship to and from a bill to perspective. I can open up the bill to area, again, opening things up where I can see the bill to description. I can see the customer group and the salesperson. You'll notice that salesperson is available here as well as up on top. Well, this is the salesperson that's tied to the customer master as opposed to the salesperson above that's tied to the actual transaction. Now, moving along, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating a dashboard. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to where my activities are, and that's the CRM module inside of SAP Business One. I'm going to open that up, and you're going to notice that, again, I have things broken up. I'm going to open up the general info folder where I've got some information. Now, I've got a variety of information that's here. I've got things where I can look at the actual action, so I can see things in regards to if I want to see meetings, I want to see notes, I want to see phone calls or tasks. And again, I also have the subjects that allow me to see ask for a meeting, follow-ups, and so forth. So I can really break down my information as granular as I want to be able to get to see what sort of activity is happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus first and foremost on the activity count, the number of activities. So every time an actual activity happens, whether it be an email, whether it be a call or a meeting, again, this is where what triggers an actual activity. So I'm going to take that activity and I'm just going to go ahead and drag it into the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to let it go. And you can see right now, it's telling me that I've got 6,647 activities. Now I want to start bringing that into perspective. what does that mean in terms of revenue? So I'm going to, or quotes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way up on top here where I see my quotations. And I'm just going to open that up. I'm going to expand that. And I'm going to go to my line key figures. Now, the line key figures that are here are the ones that come out of the box. And these are the names that come out of the box. Again, they can be customized or modified accordingly. I'm going to go ahead and take the gross sales. So take the quoting of gross sales and bring that right over here. Again, it's a simple drag and drop. And you're going to see that I have $177 million of quoting and gross sales. I'm going to continue along. I'm going to go into my orders area where I've got a similar kind of thing for my line key figures. I'm going to go down a little bit where I see my order gross sales. And again, I'm just going to bring that right over here. So I can see now that I have $133 million of orders. If I continue going down, I'm going to look at my sales. Notice that I have sales and credits. So again, that's a net position of your sales and credits combined. If I open up this, I'm going to see my gross sales. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and just drag that into the lower right-hand quadrant. So now what I'm looking at, or what it's telling me, is I've got just about 6,600 activities that generated $177 million in quotes to $133 million in orders to $115 million in actual sales. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of formatting to make it look a little bit more visually pleasing from a dashboard perspective. So I'm going to click on the 177. If I right click, I'm actually just going to go ahead and format things so I can say that this is a number and I want to abbreviate it. So now it shows up as 178 million. I can do the exact same thing for order gross sales. Again, just go ahead and click on it, say it's a number, abbreviate it, and there's 133. And last one, I'm going to do it for gross sales. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on abbreviate. So now we're starting to have a dashboard to look like a dashboard.